Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kendall. Said hi to pretty much everybody else, I think, who said hi to me. Peace. Hi, Chuck. Peace from the coast of Maine to you. Got a quote, another quote from Ibn Arabi, Spanish Sufi. When the mystery of the oneness of the soul and the divine is revealed to you, you will understand that you are no other than God. Then you will see all your actions to be his actions, and all your attributes to be his attributes, and your essence to be his essence. Thus, instead of your own essence, there is the essence of the divine, and in place of your own attributes, there are the attributes of Allah. He who knows this in himself, she who knows this in herself, sees her whole existence to be the divine existence, but does not experience that any change has taken place in his nature or qualities. For when you know yourself, your sense of a limited identity vanishes, and you know that you and God are one and the same. I'll read that again in a minute. This also happened to me in the unitive state of being, in singleness, in oneness when I was dead, and again in my Kundalini awakening, where the flash happened inside of me and I vanished and only the divine was present. My identity vanished, and I knew and I know that God and I are one and the same, but I am not the fullness of it. I am just a human being incarnate of a soul and consciousness whose origin is in the divine itself. One time, Jesus said, and he said father, but I'm going to say progenitor, birth maker. Jesus said, progenitor, the one who birthed me, make them one as you and I are one. He also said, I only do what I see my progenitor doing. This is very similar to what Ibn Arabi says here. When the mystery of the oneness of the soul and the divine is revealed to you, when you have an illumination where you cease to be, your limited self understanding ceases to be, and the divine presence reveals itself in a fullness of a flash to you, then you understand that at the core of your being, at the essence of yourself, at the origin of your consciousness, you are none other than made in the image of God, made of the same substance, a photon from a gazillion photons, a limited individual, but of the same substance of the unlimited. And then you'll see that all of your actions in the world, your life in the world, because all things exist inside the divine, panentheism again, then you're going to see that all of your actions are the actions of the divine, are his actions. It's a very patriarchal language here. But God has no gender, remember? And all of your actions will be the divine's actions, and all of your attributes will be the divine's attributes, and your essence will be the essence of the divine. In the center soul of yourself, you can see your own divinity. This is the divination of the self. And it comes through centering practice. It comes in a flash of grace. It comes in a near death experience. It comes in an ethnogenic transformation. But in and of itself, at its core, you become in a flash what you actually already are. And thus, your own essence. There is the essence of the divine. And in place of all of your attributes, there are the attributes of the divine. The radiance of the self exists inside and pours up, fills up, and spills over. The one who sees this in herself sees her whole existence to be the divine existence, to be connected to the holy itself, but doesn't experience that any change has taken place in their own nature or qualities. In other words, when you become this other thing, there is no change. There is a remembrance, a realization, an understanding. When you know yourself, your sense of a limited identity vanishes, and you know that you and the divine are one and the same. Ibn Arabi. We practice self, what's the word? We practice allowing ourselves to be consumed. That's what meditation can be. Centering prayer can be the consumption, the allowance for the consumption of the self. And when that happens, bit by bit, day by day, breath by breath, the identity shifts. One becomes more self identified with the divine and less identified with this little self. And it's not that I am the great mystical person, listen to me. It's not like that at all. It's the elimination of the self, elimination of attachment to the ego, so that the divine itself lives inside you, because it is you. Meditation brings you to that. So that's my little talk for today. I'm going to go back here and take a quick look at the chat and say hi to Fo, Kate, Chuck, Basilia, Lajuana, Michael. These love notes to fill the world are so filling. The essence of the fullness itself is the divine. And so when we step out of the way, when we identify with the divine itself, when that becomes our identity, then whenever it speaks, it fills us. It's the nature of it. I appreciate that you include the quote below so that you can read it and reread it. You're welcome. I'm glad I put it down there. I know that some of the quotes are easier read than heard. Anyway, I'm going to say good morning to Elaine and Susie. You don't feel divine today. Don't worry about it, Elaine. Some days are like that. Just show up and keep practicing. That's the deal. You just keep showing up and you keep your practice up if you don't feel it, because really, truly, it's not about your emotional state of being, because your emotions are also part of the incarnation. They're not yourself. They are an expression of your body. And they're beautiful and they're painful and they're wonderful and they're troubling, but they're not who we are. So don't worry about the feelings so much. Just keep practicing again and again, breath and prayer, and the opening will come. That's the nature of it. I'm sorry you're having so. We'll calm down a little. We'll work on your anxiety in the silence of ourselves. Um, yeah, we have episodes of darkness. So, Elaine, we'll focus in inside of ourselves now. All right. I'm going to set my timer here to 20 minutes. I'm going to get my mask. As I say a bazillion times, I wear a mask because there's a lot of light and I'm trying to limit the light. So I shut off I shut off my outside microphone. I quiet my life down. I set a time aside. I ritualize my practice so that it becomes easier for me to get into my practice, and let's go into the silence itself. And so the other day we were talking about this loop. We do this loop, your third eye, down your spine to your root chakra, back up your front to your third eye. Inhale, exhale, in making a circle, making a wheel, connecting. What happens is you connect this chakra to your root chakra. You connect these two. And so you can continue that practice today if you want to. The more you practice connecting one to the other, the more they get connected. And then you can practice connecting each one to each other in another wheel if you want to do that too. So that's for more advanced students. All right. I'm going to put my mask on. We've got 20 minutes. Begin with 3 ohms, centering into ourselves. after that. And if you haven't ever done meditation before centering prayer, there's a link below for you to take a look at later. It's a very 8 minute lesson. It's pretty short. Here we go. Relax. Follow your breath. Go into your wheel. When your mind wanders, return to your breath and your chant. Return to your prayer. You may slowly open your eyes, adjust to the light. Thanks for joining me this morning. I hope that your meditation was deep and quiet and ended in stillness and oneness, or at least a breath of it, a touch of it. Peace be with you, Elaine. I hope that all is well with you today. We're with you. Peace be with you all. Hey, Sharon from Australia, where it's rainy. I hear there are floods in one of your resorts down there. I hope you're all safe. Peace to everybody. Namaste. See you soon. Thanks for being here. See you again. Oh, Elaine, yes, we could talk today. Check my calendar at peterpanagore.love. I have openings for sure. Hello, Sheila. I'm grateful you're here too. Meditation, it does bring one into the presence and into the present. All right, everybody. Peace and love. Hope to talk to you, Elaine. Namaste. Namaste, Rowan.